Alright, so here we have the assembled canopy as per the video you've just seen, and now Troy here has done a bit of preparation work before the vehicle comes in. What have you done, Troy, with the light wiring?
Well, the wiring, you've got to solder the 3 wires together. Makes it easier for the install when you put it on the car.
Yep.
As you know, you run the wires behind the little clips, and then you zip tie 'em. Then that makes it easy. It keeps it nice and neat.
Yep, and then you connect to the tail light, yes, on the
Yes.
vehicle. Every vehicle's a bit different. You've got to use a test light to connect that. So that's as simple as the brake light. No, not all the canopies have brake lights. This particular one does. All right, let's now have a look at the seal installation. So what have you done here?
So when you run the seal, it's always better to run it closer to the edge, on the outside edge, just so it will always sit on the tub nice. Don't run it too far across to where it's going to push out past the canopy.
Yes.
So always run it very nice to where it's just off the inside edge.
So you're recommending to put it just on the inside of the outside edge, all across the canopy. And what about the corners here?
Down and around. Always make sure the corners are closer to the corner, so when you actually line it up on the tub, it sits nice and neat and it covers all gaps.
Okay, very good. And that seal actually follows all across
The contour of the canopy.
the canopy across into here. So as you can see, we've pre-installed the seal as shown and wired up the wire for the third brake light. And the canopy will next be put onto the vehicle, which will show you what preparation is done. All right, so now we've got the Musso here that we're fitting this Titan canopy to that you've seen before. We clean the tub lip, make sure it seals nicely. And on here, Troy, what have you done? You've attached the
tape, little tar, double-sided tapes.
Yep, which seals and bonds to the side and prevents any gaps possibly
With the rubber
between the header board, which on some vehicles exist, and the actual seal on the canopy. And now the canopy is ready to be lifted onto the vehicle. Now that the canopy is lifted onto the vehicle and positioned, what do you do next, Troy?
It's easier to open the windows to line it up. Just make sure you get a nice gap and you line it up right between the cabin and the canopy.
Yes, so it's all sitting properly. So once you get it on, you can actually move it and give it slight push. There is just enough weight there to move it forward, back, and make sure it's lined up. The trick is to keep it centered, is it?
Yeah, so make sure it's even both sides and centered.
Yep. Now, obviously this changes from vehicle to vehicle. This is on an XLV Musso, and the canopy is specific. Each Titan canopy is specific for the vehicle. So as you can see, Troy is giving it a slight shove and push left and right just to position it and get it into the right position.
And just iron it, just going off the edges, the ends, anything you can to center it.
Yes. So you can actually push and shove the canopy front and back before doing up the brackets and clamps. It will move because the seal is not adhesive. It will let you move and adjust the canopy. Gentle shoves are all that's required to move it.
How I do the back is with this corner to the edge of the tub. Just make sure it's the same gap in between there and there.
Yep.
And the same length from the corner to the canopy.
Great.
And another way you have to do it as well at the end of it, before you put the brackets on, after you lined up the sides and the front of it, you line up the back. Make sure it sits nice and it's all even. I go off the handle in the middle of the tailgate handle as well. Make sure it's all lined up.
Yep.
Make sure it's sitting right before you clamp it down.
Yep. Okay, the next step is to prepare the brackets for installation. So this is Musso specific. There's different styles of brackets for different vehicles. Most of them are C-clamp style brackets. On the Musso, due to the design of the tub, we've got specialized brackets that go on, which you'll see on this particular video. With C-clamp brackets, we'll have another video showing you how to install the C-clamp brackets on what is the most common method of installation. Alright, so now we're going to show you how to install the brackets on this particular vehicle, the Musso long wheelbase, which comes with very specific brackets. Alright, so you get the bottom bracket.
Push in at the tub liner and it clips on the tub under there. And
Like so.
And you line it up with this.
Yep, can you move your hand? There you go. There you go, it lines like that. Grab another one and just work your way down the tub like so. Hear it click. You might have to give the tub liner a bit of a push. Okay.
Yeah, it's got holes in it for tonneau cover.
Yep.
Right, so
right, now that you've got that, you put your rubber bracket like so, straight on top. That fits over the bracket on that's attached to the canopy. Put one washer over the top of the bracket. Put the supplied bolt down through. Then attach the spring washer.
another washer, then spring washer,
Yep.
then nylock nut.
And a nylon lock to the bottom. And tighten. Just gently until you have all 6 brackets on. So work your way down across one side and then to the other side. And once all 6 brackets are fitted and you make sure that the canopy is lined up properly, you tighten them. Alright, once all the brackets are on hand tight, you start tightening the brackets. And which way do you go?
I start at the back, either whatever corner you want, and I zigzag across.
Yep, to make sure that the weight is distributed evenly across and there's no tension issues.
To the tailgate side.
Yep. So think of this like you would do a wheel tire on a car. You always go across and zigzag. Next step is to start on the wiring. Now, not all Titan canopies come with high mount third brake light. The models that have it in the tailgate, we do not supply it. But on the Musso, we do supply a high mount brake light because it doesn't have one in the tailgate. So, what's the next steps, Troy, that you go through?
Just wire it now. It's on this side. So what you want to do, whatever side the light is on with the wire, that's the side that you want to go down into the light. Just gives you more room, more leverage with the cord. You
Yes.
get more cord.
So basically, on some vehicles, we will go into the passenger side tail light and hook off the signal there. And on some vehicles, we'll go onto the driver's side as we are on this particular Musso. So now we're going to connect this up to the tail lights. Now this is specific to the Musso. On other models, you will need to use a test light and find the signal wire for the brake light by getting someone to press on the brake and using a test light to find where the signal is. Okay, so you start by removing the tail light. This is on an XLV Musso. The procedure will be different on your particular model if it's not a Musso. Depending on the age of the vehicle, they can sometimes be a bit difficult to remove. There's a lot of dust, as you can see, and that does cause them to stick sometimes. Remove the tail light, unplug the main plug, and put it in a safe spot.
Cut down here. Open this up so you can get the wires out into the open.
All right.
Just watch out you don't cut yourself.
And be very careful with the wiring on the vehicle.
Now just lightly cut it. I like just to use that just to pull back the tape, and then I use my pliers to. This is a lot safer because you're not cutting through the wires.
And that exposes fresh wires to hook into. So with someone pressing down on the brake pedal, connect up your test light to an earth like so, and then search for the specific brake light signal wire.
It's this yellow and black one for Musso. Yep.
There you go.
And
Now on the
also-
Musso it's yellow and black. It can change from
can
years
change.
to years, so we always
Each side's
advise
different.
testing using a test light like so, because they can change as they revise the models, and it's different from the left to the right. And it will obviously be different on a Canon, a Ranger, D-Max, BT50, Hilux, Navara, and so on. Always double check like so. Now that you found the light, we'll connect the wire for the third brake light.
Just want to strip the wire carefully.
In this particular case, on this vehicle, F is black. On most vehicles it is black, but we advise double checking just to make sure. Now that you've got the wiring coming through the cavity in the taillight area, you will join the correct wires to the identified wires on the actual taillight factory plug. So which wires are you doing for the colors there, Troy?
The blue one's the earth, the red and yellow is the power.
On the actual canopy side, yes?
Yep.
Like so. So yeah, blue is the earth coming from the canopy, and the red and the yellow is power, and you join both of them in. Proceed by soldering the wires together to ensure a good connection.
sure there's no sharp points. Sure there's
Now apply correct automotive heat resistant electrical tape to the wiring, like so. Available from your hardware store. Ensuring that all exposed areas of the wire are covered up to prevent any short circuits. And finish off by putting the same type of tape over the whole wiring, making sure everything's sealed up and protected. Like so.
Also, I put this. That's heat-proof tape.
And then we put extra bit of heat-proof tape over the top.
And fireproof.
This tape is heat and fireproof. Reattach if you've disconnected the wire, and we also apply a bit of extra zip ties in here to make sure that it's nice and strong and runs properly without moving around. Now reconnect the tail light like so. This is on the Musso XLV, and reattach the vehicle the same way that you took it off to before. Reverse the steps and put it back on the vehicle. Now that the wiring's all finished, everything's working, the canopy is ready for action. We do recommend wiping down the sides and the panels with some WD-40 and a clean rag. This brings out the nice shine in the powder coating, protects it, and makes it look extra nice, because in packaging and handling when you're assembling, they can get fingerprints and a bit of dust and packaging. So WD-40 on the powder coating after you've finished on all the panels, soak it in with a nice clean rag, like so, and it really does come up a treat. Troy's just going to do that. We do it on all the canopies we deliver. Close the panels. And you can see the difference, because when the canopies sit in the boxes in the foam packaging, it can leave a residue on them. WD-40 not only protects them, it does bring a very nice sheen to the black powder coating, as you're witnessing right there. Run down all the panels anywhere you can get to, and it really does clean them up very nicely. We recommend WD-40 as a general maintenance, probably once every 3 months. It'll just keep the powder coating nice and shiny, and also protects it, like so. And the canopy's fitted. Congratulations. Thank you, Troy.